I'm Joey Bucci,
I'm Austin Beal.
and this is North News.
On Saturday, March 6th, the Senate voted to pass Biden's stimulus aid plan with some revisions. The bill will be sent back to the House to be voted again with the new changes. Here's Jackson Hart with more.
I am Jackson Hart, here to bring you this breaking story. On Saturday, March 6th, the Senate voted to pass Biden's stimulus aid plan with some revisions. The bill will be sent back to the House of Representatives, where it will either pass or they will make some more changes and send it back to the Senate.
But what's in the bill, and where will the money be going? I have the answers. The bill would give individuals making under $75,000 a year and married couples making under $150,000 a year $1,400 and another $1,400 per dependent. The amount will slowly decrease above those limits until an individual making $80,000 a year or a married couple making over $160,000 a year, where they won't get the money directly at all. The bill will also expend the $300 boost to the weekly unemployment through September 2021. Biden and the House wanted to make it $400 weekly, but the Senate denied that, keeping it at $300. With the new bill, the child tax credit will be expanded from $2,000 per child to $3,600 per child under the age of 5 and $3,000 for children ages 5 to 17. It will also make the full credit available to low-income folks who only receive a portion or who are completely ineligible for receiving it. The bill will also provide funds to support COVID testing, contact tracing, vaccine distribution, and provide more funding to the Federal Emergency Management Agency. The bill also makes it cheaper for people to purchase health insurance from COBRA for people who have been unemployed by the pandemic. There's also some good news for people who qualify for student loan forgiveness or cancellation. You do not have to pay income tax on the forgiven debt. One more thing the bill will do is provide $27 billion toward emergency rental assistance. Most of it will go to fill the coronavirus relief fund brought in by the CARES Act. To qualify for this, the household would need to make no more than 80% of the area's median income, and at least one member of the household needs to be at risk of homelessness or other housing instability, and someone in the household needs to be unemployed or experience financial troubles because of the pandemic. The bill will also provide $350 billion for state, local, and territorial governments, and $300 billion for schools all across the country. The bill will also temporarily boost subsidies for folks who are buying health insurance through the Affordable Care Act. Something the Senate removed was the upping the federal minimum wage from $7.25 an hour to $15 an hour by 2025.
It's unknown yet whether or not the bill will pass through the House, but we will see. I've been Jackson Hart with North News, signing off.
SpaceX is now testing a new prototype rocket for a mission to Mars. They recently conducted a landing test. Here's Miguel Stack with coverage.
Hi, my name's Miguel Stack on the news, and today we have a pretty interesting story. Last Wednesday, SpaceX did a landing test for their future Mars rocket. The vehicle stands 160 feet tall and is 30 feet wide. It'll fly up to 6 miles, and when it hits that point, it'll turn to its belly and it'll begin free falling. When the rocket gets close to the ground, all 3 engines will light back up and gimbal so the rocket is standing up straight. As it keeps slowing its descent, 2 of the engines will shut off and it'll just leave 1 to do the rest of the landing. The rocket landed, but it landed pretty hard. There was a visible bounce and it was leaning to one side. Sadly, a few minutes later it exploded, most likely due to a propellant leak in one of the tanks.
Conflict arises in the Middle East after an airstrike was launched on Syria. Here's Alex Tovar with the coverage.
This is Alex Tovar with North News. A rocket attack on February 15th on the airport in Erbil in northern Iraq. The rocket attack killed a Filipino contractor with the American-led military coalition and wounded 6 others, including a Louisiana National Guard soldier. and 4 American contractors. Biden responded to this on February 25th. American officials said the strikes were a relatively small but carefully calibrated military response. 7 500-pound bombs were dropped on a small cluster of buildings at an unofficial crossing at the Syria-Iraq border, used to smuggle across weapons and fighters. Biden said when the reporter asked what messages he had intended to send with the airstrikes, he said destroying buildings in eastern Syria were not intended to eliminate the militia groups that use them to facilitate attacks in Iraq. This is Alex Tovar with North News. Thank you for watching.
The Dr. Seuss Company is now deciding to filter certain books due to some of its content that may be perceived as offensive. Here's Connor White with the story.
6 Dr. Seuss books, including And I Think I Saw That on Mulberry Street and If I Ran the Zoo, will stop being published because of racist and insensitive imagery found within the pages of the books. These books portray people in ways that are harmful and wrong, Dr. Seuss Enterprises told the Associated Press when interviewed for the late author and illustrator's Dr. Seuss's birthday this past week.
I'm Austin Beal.
And I'm Joey Bucci.
Thank you for watching.